Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
Every US state explained in 20 minutes. So we've done the every European country explained in 20. Let's do US
Do you
state.
think he's gonna go in alphabetical order?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think he did with Europe, yeah.
The land of the world's premier Walmart shopping, McDonald's consuming, gunslinging, lifted truck driving, Trump voting, and yet somehow also blue-haired population. Divided into 50 diverse states with everything you could possibly imagine, from the gleaming skyscrapers of New York and the deep depths of the Grand Canyon
We
to,
could say
you
if
know,
it's valid or not valid.
Well, I mean, based on what we know.
Yeah.
Baltimore. The point is, this country's got it all. And with a whole heck of a lot going on all at once, I thought I would make the perfect video breaking down each and every state just for you because, I mean, this is a weird country. You need the explanation, I'm sure. So let's get started, shall we? Alabama. You probably know Alabama for some great reasons and some not so amazing ones as well.
I don't know what's the great reasons. Is he from Alabama?
No, he's from Delaware.
Then why they're showing him?
I don't know.
A sister who's the love of my life.
Need I say more? Sadly, Alabama really is one of our poorest states, but they're really good at football. It's kind of a religion down
Really?
there. The whole
Oh,
University of
yeah.
Alabama
They
thing
do
got
say
going on, that is
Bama.
truly, they worship that place. The whole southern region of the country, and especially Alabama, are known for having really good hospitality, pecan pie, grits, and sweet tea. Take that as you will. I mean, those are all
I'm
good
not a
things, I
fan
suppose.
of
You know, I think the
pecan
South is also known
pie.
for some other
It's
things
too
too, but
sweet.
we're gonna skip over that. Alaska. Our formerly Russian refrigerator is truly one of the most gorgeous states in the entire country, I promise
I don't
you. But
know.
it is
Alaska give me vibes like you could get away with murder.
Yeah.
also just that, a refrigerator. I mean, if you live in Alaska,
I
you're
think you
really
could.
taking living in Timbuktu to
It just kills somebody, feed it to a
Yeah.
bear.
Because who's gonna come out and look for you in the cold?
No, just not even the
For-
cold.
for
Just
me.
drop it in the forest. The bears will eat the body and
Yeah.
whatever.
a whole other level. These people are some of the most secluded humans on Earth. I can almost guarantee your closest Alaskan neighbor is going to be that Coca-Cola mascot who lives 2 miles down on the ice-covered dirt road. And here's a fun fact. Every single year, the people of Alaska actually get paid by the government to live there. This year, the payment was $1,702. Arizona.
Not
In my
enough.
mind, Arizona is known for
Oh, I thought the payment was more. I've heard that
That's
they
not enough.
paid.
That's
It's
not enough.
nothing.
I would think they
1,700.
pay you a year.
Like now,
Maybe I
n-
consider it.
now it's 1,700 a month. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
1,700 a year?
No, thank you. You can keep it.
three things. You got cacti, the Grand Canyon, and being hell on Earth.
Wow, 750 degrees in Gila Bend right now, and
don't know.
1,270
I don't think you can pay me
in
to live in
Albuquerque.
Arizona
Cave
either.
Creek.
I think it's is it the dry heat though, right?
Yeah, it's Vegas. Same as Vegas.
Oh, I would live in Nevada, but not in Arizona. The snakes.
Nevada has snakes. It's
Yeah,
the same
different kind.
desert.
I feel like the
This the
snakes in
different snake-
Arizona
oh.
are just different.
Yeah, Arizona does have snakes, rattlesnakes. You have to be, listen when you walk. Maybe take your
Yeah.
earbuds out. They rattle.
Yeah.
Watch your steps.
Do
if
they
you
have
walk.
coyotes?
Yes.
I'm kind of scared of coyotes too.
Oh,
then you can
they
go
kinda,
outside.
They're kind of afraid of humans. I only heard them at night.
Oh.
Fountain Hills, they don't look good either. And frankly, Wickenburg is a total loss.
God forbid you accidentally drop your groceries anywhere in the state of Arizona, because there is a 0% chance of survival. Your milk's about to evaporate and your eggs are about to fry on the sidewalk. I'm not even kidding. People do cookouts in their cars, like just on the dashboard. It's
And I
actually
feel
kind
like
of incredible.
the places that are like really expensive to live, it's like, is it worth it?
Arizona?
Yeah. Like if you live in Scottsdale.
Um,
Is it worth it? I mean, what is there to do in Arizona, really? Unless you go to college there.
retirement state.
So you're just like in pockets of a desert.
It's good weather.
Do they have like pools?
Every house has. Well, okay, I can't say every house, but houses have pools. Yes.
You would need a pool.
It's honestly, I don't mind Arizona.
Really?
I didn't
What
mind
food
it.
are they known for there?
Mexican.
Mexican food?
Yeah.
Mm,
Like it's right
Okay.
next to Mexico. No, the Mexican food was
guess.
good. It was good.
I guess.
Arizona's also just one of those states that a lot of retired
They had this place called Baja Fresh.
Mm.
That was good.
I think I would take a Mexican food from Arizona than in Texas, because Texas, they say, is quite scary to live in Texas.
Why?
It's really big, like a lot of driving.
Oh, that part. Yeah, Arizona is definitely more compact.
Yeah.
And you also can get snow. There's Flagstaff. You can go, a little sledding if you want.
Oh, that's
There's
cool.
Arizona is I guess a bad rep, I guess, because it's the desert and it's hot. But
Yeah.
especially in northern Arizona,
I think I would be in northern Arizona.
I don't think it's bad because there's like at one point
Does
there's
it get
a
cold-ish?
it's a desert, so the amplitude in winter is ridiculous.
Slay. Yeah.
It's like at night it can be freezing, like literally snowing at night. In the daytime, it's like you're walking with a t-shirt.
Okay, not bad.
Like the amplitude of that was so wild to me to experience the amplitude of the temperature. I've never experienced that in my life. That was like, wow. But the cool thing, there's like a four state, like one point that connects four states.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
like
cool.
the thing is very like you can go to
My friend
Nevada
went.
quickly, Utah.
Did you go? Did you go to the?
Uh, I don't e. I
You
don't remember.
Oh.
I was close to there. I think for a football game, we had like close
Oh,
to New
that's
Mexico
cool.
border or something like that. But anyway, yeah. So like the California is right there, a couple hour drive. Nevada, couple hour drive. Utah, couple hour drive. New
That's
Mexico, couple hour.
cool.
Like it's location wise, it's a good
Yeah. Okay.
location.
Yeah. North of Arizona.
Arizona is not a bad state.
It's a sleigh.
I would have to look at the crime rate. Crime rate. What's going on with that? I'm not too familiar, but it wasn't as bad as on like when you think living in the desert would be.
For me, it's more about like the climate, the food, and the vibes. Crime,
Oh,
What's it-
you could get killed, you
Miami.
get shot. It's
Miami is
whatever.
like,
Oh no, Miami high crime. Yeah.
yeah.
Like to flock to, for some reason. I guess the
Bless
weather's nice, like in the nighttime. Daytime though, you're literally cooked. But then you obviously have some pretty cool natural places in Arizona, like you got Sedona and the Grand Canyon. Arkansas. This state
cool.
primarily consists of Bill Clinton and Walmart.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Those are the two things I know from Arkansas. The rest of the state's basically Alabama Junior. I am now wanted in Arkansas, by the way. I mean, what more could you possibly need to know than the fact that Queso's from there, and there's a city called Goobertown.
How many bros built like a 1x1 Lego piece? What even is a 1x1 Lego piece?
Are you a fan of queso?
Yep, you're banned. Have a good night.
I just gave you the spark notes of the state. You probably have heard a lot of people say Arkansas is a place where their people are a little bit more on the heavy side. Is that true? Yeah, it's kind of true. It is one of those places
What's
that is kind of
crazy is when you leave Miami to see what the Americans that Europeans always talk about.
Oh, outside of
Yeah,
Miami.
because
Yeah.
in Miami, everyone is like very into themselves. So you see like cases of people who are like outside the norm of like obesity, but most overall, everyone here really do care about their health, or at least their physical appearances of health.
underrated for like nature and scenery and stuff. There's some pretty cool stuff going on in Arkansas. I've actually driven through Arkansas. The people there are like super nice. California. So it turns out they made a state out of a GTA 5 online lobby.
California
It's
too
California.
big.
You're not surprised. I mean, California is truly a state of two tales. Like you have the ritzy Hollywood, Beverly Hills, rich millionaire lifestyle. All the celebrities are from there. You got the movie
Maybe
productions
overhyped.
and
The
the
only
TV
thing
show.
that was pretty was the beach,
Nah,
and I heard their food sucked.
to me, California is overhyped. It's I wouldn't want to live there. The prices are ridiculous. Crime is fairly high.
A lot of homelessness.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live in Cali.
Yeah.
And the ritziness, and then you also have like everybody else in the state. Obviously, that's hyperbole.
And a lot
but you
of
know what
touristy attractions of food, like a lot of gimmicky stuff.
I'm trying to get at here. California does have its fair share of issues, including homelessness. Like you hear a lot about homelessness in California. It's not cap. Like there are a lot of homeless people in California. So yeah, California obviously does have its problems, but it is easily the most important state in the entire country. It's got the largest population, biggest economy. Like half of our companies are there. The Bay Area alone has like YouTube, Facebook, Apple, probably like 1,000 other ones. It's also a gorgeous place. I mean, you can see the beaches, the national parks, the trees. There's just like so much going on there. Your house might burn down or get destroyed by an earthquake or some combination of the two happening at the same time. But
And
it's
the
still
those type of weather scares,
Yeah,
the
back
fires,
back to
earthquake.
Arizona. The benefit kinda there isn't really any like natural disasters like that. Sandstorm is the biggest one, but I mean it's
What's a sandstorm?
I
Don't go
guess-
outside.
don't go outside. Yeah, just like it's not dangerous. It's just sand is in the air and you can't see nothing. So
Does
if you
it happen
if you on the
everywhere?
road,
Or you get a warning? Like, oh my God!
I don't
stay
know.
tuned.
It happened to
minutes.
me once. Like
Really?
we had to stop off the road because
Oh.
it's like you can't see anything.
Oh,
So like you can't drive.
oh.
You literally like can't see anything.
Are you
So
scared?
no, not really. Like you understand what it is. It's
Oh.
not. It's not like a tornado. Tornado might kill you. Sandstorm. I mean, if somebody crashes into you, I guess. But like that's why you stop driving.
place. So is California really that stereotypical place where all the dudes say saw and all the girls have a valley accent? Yes, Colorado. Colorado is actually the least obese state in the country.
I
so
heard
they're
about
obviously national
that
traders. When I think of
in
Colorado, I think of
Boulder.
snow, mountains, skiing, that kind of thing. I guess it's like our own like little Switzerland, or maybe big Switzerland, because you can fit like 6.5 of them in there. But Colorado is also known for Denver and being higher than everyone else in two ways, actually. They are literally like a mile higher than everyone else elevation-wise, and they really like pot. So there's that too. Connecticut. Connecticut is known for being hard to spell. Respectfully, that is all I could think of. So I asked ChatGPT to come up with a joke for me, and I got Connecticut is the hallway of New England. People just walk through it to get somewhere else, but they stop and say, "Hey, nice tolls you got there." Right, moving on. Delaware. I'm sorry we got 2 of these in a row,
I
but
heard
you cannot convince
Connecticut is known for like their New Haven pizza.
Really?
Hmm.
me that anything happens in Delaware. Delaware's greatest achievements are that it was the first state, which they still tout on their flag to this day, and it was the birthplace of Joe Biden.
I would go to
Oh,
Delaware.
Yeah. No tax.
Yeah, it's quiet. I
tax-
like a
tax
quiet
haven, yeah.
state.
No, wait, actually, Joe was born in Pennsylvania. I guess he just lived in Delaware for some reason. Also, apparently, people like to start businesses in Delaware without actually being in Delaware. Probably tax reasons for that, as for everything in life. Florida. I mean, let's be real here. Florida could be a video on its own. Every crime imaginable has been committed there. I mean, you can see it for yourself. And don't
You
even
see,
get me
this is why
started
I'm
on
not
the
scared of
annual
crime.
great spring break migration, in which half the country just flocks to Florida for some reason. The beaches look like
Yeah.
that. It's scary.
They
Florida
don't play
also
about
just so happens
that.
to be like a giant nursing
No
home. I
more,
said
not
Arizona had a
anymore.
lot of retirees, but I mean, Florida is like on a whole other tier.
Insert cash or select payment type.
And also, I've got good
He's retiring.
Mm.
I saw a notification. Yeah, he's retiring finally.
news. You know, if you're a Mickey Mouse fan, a wanted criminal, or a Waffle House enthusiast, Florida's the state for you. I mean, there's so much going on in this one state. You've got like half the
Do
population
you
of Cuba
know
living.
how you know the difference from Disneyland and Disney World?
How?
Okay, for Disneyland, land is LA, so it's gonna be in California. Disney World,
World?
or Orlando.
Oh, wow. For sure.
You will never forget.
Wow.
There in Miami, you've also got like Russian billionaires probably. And then
What about Disneyland in France?
This is like extra.
Oh.
This is like if you want to know originally, it's here.
Okay.
in Orlando, you got Disney World, which is like its own country, or is it Disneyland? I don't even know which one.
No, you see, he don't know. He doesn't know.
All the Disney
He
adults
doesn't
can lay
know.
off the comments. I saw you going to type something with your Cheeto dust covered fingers. And then there's just alligators like everywhere apparently. The Everglades. Sometimes they get in people's houses. I don't know how that happens. The Florida Panhandle is basically just an extension of Alabama, and then there's Tampa, which is kind of normal. Tampa's normal until your house gets washed away every year by a freaking hurricane. Florida's kind of crazy, but it is also cool. You know,
We've
it's nice
been
to go on vacation
extremely
there,
lucky.
except for when you do it 17 times in a row, like many
I've
American.
been lucky. You know, I survived one of the biggest hurricanes when I was just born, Hurricane Andrew.
You survived?
I survived. Honestly, I almost died. Mom said she had me as like this, and she's like, if it falls, nothing will get on you. I say, you gonna get on me.
Families have. Not to put on the tin hat over here, but I'm pretty sure it's Florida behind the whole skibbity Ohio, only in Ohio stuff online, okay? Because I can tell
lot
you
of
from
Ohio
experience,
people
there
in
ain't shit happening
Florida.
in Ohio, okay? It's Florida. Florida's the culprit here. Florida's the one we got to point our fingers at. I think Florida is using Ohio as a
lot of
human
people
shield, a
from
scapegoat.
Ohio.
Georgia.
A lot of people from New York come to
A lot
New
of people from
Jersey.
everywhere. How about that?
No,
Not to be
I don't meet too much from everywhere else. Mostly it's all New York, New Jersey, and Ohio.
Okay, the cold states.
Yes.
Confused with this Georgia is home to Athens, not to be confused with that Athens. And Georgia's a little bit of a weird state too, I'm not gonna lie. It's basically just the city of Atlanta and like more Alabama, like super glued together. I swear Alabama could be like 3 times the size it already is. You know, I forgot to talk about how bad the traffic is in Los Angeles, in California, but Atlanta, oh my god forbid you try to take a motor vehicle on any
We,
road throughout the
we
entire
were
city. I don't
lucky.
care if it's
I
back.
don't think we were held up in bad traffic. Only when we
were
no,
half
only
hour.
when we got up there, but that was during rush hour, of course. But aside from that, we were able to get around very easily when we went to Georgia.
Everybody speeds plus 20
Yeah.
miles an hour than the speed limit.
Yeah, and
Yes.
at 7 p.m., quiet.
Yeah, that.
Road, expressway,
And that's middle of Atlanta too. That's not no, small
Yeah,
town.
yeah.
Nightlife compared to Miami, not
So
existent.
different.
highway, motorway, the frickin' Autobahn, whatever you want to call it. Don't even think about it. The city of Atlanta is a glorified parking lot that somehow people live in. I don't know what goes on in Atlanta
But
besides
a
the
lot
parking.
of people break into cars in Atlanta. I never seen so many people's cars get broken into.
Lot. It's a parking lot. Hawaii is easily the most beautiful state in the entire country. I don't know why they got the British flag on their flag though. But you will have to sell your entire family to live there. The average house there is like $1 million.
Holy
more. Probably also
shit.
one
A
of
lot
the
of the
most culturally
locals are
distinct states. I
complaining
mean,
that they're losing, you know.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Hawaii is expensive.
No, like I mean, I knew it was expensive. I didn't know the median price was fucking almost $1 million. That's ridiculous.
the way I can
That's
describe
almost a median here in Miami. The average house.
Well,
is-
Miami, yeah, but not Florida. Florida, like this Florida state average is brought down by other,
Mhm.
parts of the state.
Hawaii is like if you took a bald eagle and injected it with some coconut milk. Hawaii is also home to a huge naval base you've probably heard of, Pearl Harbor. You know, the Japanese tried to attack it back in World War II. Didn't exactly pan out too well for them in the end, but they tried. Idaho is what secretly fuels the American economy. I
Known
mean, they
for
produce over 13 billion
potatoes.
pounds of potatoes every freaking year. It's also proportionally the fastest growing state in the entire country, which you would never
In
expect
which,
because it is
If
literally
Lucas was given an option to pick one carb to choose for the rest of his life, it would not be potato. it would be
No.
bread.
You said for the rest of my life.
Yes, for the rest of your life. I say pick one.
It will be
Bread,
potato.
bread,
No, it's
rice,
potato. I need
potato,
potassium. It's
potato.
potato. Yes,
But you
potato.
get potassium elsewhere.
Why?
Elsewhere.
Potato is the easiest.
Oh, but it's not like a deal breaker.
It's
'Cause you said
it's
for
breaking.
vitamins
It's breaking.
purposes.
It's breaking the deal.
So you would give a bread.
Whoa.
You.
The
Cereal
question
too,
wasn't
no
for the rest
cereal.
of my life, though.
No cereal.
So, but by that logic, no fruits
So
either.
so
Well-
what did you think the question I was asking
No,
you?
just like out of the simple carbs, which one would you rather eat? Not for the rest of your life. Like I can
If
never.
I only like rest of your life. I need it to be a tempting
Okay, this
question.
is about U.S. states video, not about carbs.
In the middle of nowhere. It's another one of those kind of unexpectedly beautiful states. I mean, just look at that. But if Idaho is known for one thing, it is the potatoes. Like, that is their bread and butter. Everybody knows Idaho for.
I mean, to be fair, basically the whole like from Midwest to the West is a very beautiful part of the country. Like there's a lot of forest and a lot of uninhabited land, and that's where the beauty comes from.
Potatoes. Illinois. Illinois is like a duplicate of Indiana, which is right next to it, with a little New York up in the corner we like to call Chicago. Unfortunately, Chicago hasn't made the best name for itself in the past couple of decades. Fan favorites like O Block come to mind. But on the bright side,
So
it's got a nice
interesting.
skyline.
So
I mean,
you're
look at-
saying that outside of Chicago, Illinois is very calm and chill.
Yeah, but Chicago, I'm hearing good things about it now, but they still like
Yeah.
it's getting better.
Yeah.
all those pretty buildings. Illinois is basically like Chicago and then like farmland. There are other cities in Illinois, don't get me wrong, but like it is very heavily concentrated in Chicago. You can see that in the map there. Chicago's got all the sports teams, it's got all the jobs, it's where everybody lives. Indiana. What I know about Indiana is that they're often called Hoosiers, which is from an old Native American term for corn. Indiana has a lot of corn. It's one of those kind of states where you just kind of drive through to get to other states. No offense. Indiana's widely known for the Indy 500, you know, the race. So they've got that going for them. But it really is just kind of one of
No.
those average.
Indiana is also known for the birthplace of the Jackson family.
Oh really?
They're from Gary, Indiana.
I know.
A lot of good property over there for price. Very nice.
I know Indiana is a basketball state.
Don't
Georgia
sleep on
State, you know what I mean?
Indiana.
Iowa produces 2.5 billion bushels of corn every single year and is the United States' largest producer. Every time I think of Iowa, I think of the city of Cedar Rapids. And every time I think of the city of Cedar Rapids, I think of this.
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
Make of that what you will. Kansas. The only thing you need to know about Kansas is that Kansas City isn't even in Kansas. What a dark, twisted world we live in. But Kansas is probably most known for being frickin' flat. I mean, it is literally flatter than a pancake. Yes, somebody actually went out
No,
and did
that's
the
not
math.
what it's
Flatter than a
known
pancake.
for.
What is it?
It's known for the Chiefs.
That's in Missouri. He
Kansas
literally.
City.
Yes, he just opened Kansas City. Is not even in Kansas. That's what he said. Kansas City's in Missouri.
Yeah, we're not in Missouri now.
No, we're in Kansas.
So why you say Kansas City?
Because Kansas City's not in Kansas.
So what's it about Kansas? I don't get it.
It's flat. That's what he's telling
Oh,
you. Flat. Kansas is flat. Tornadoes and Superman.
you know,
Clark Kent.
is the sauce Kansas City sauce?
No.
Is it Missouri or from Kansas? I think it gives Missouri because it
I
tastes so good.
I mean, court of law, the Kansas
Missouri is the fattest state, I believe.
I
no?
think it's from
guilty flat.
Missouri.
Kentucky. I mean, you already know what I'm gonna say.
Have you
Just-
ever
just
tried
say it with me.
Kansas
Ready? 3,
sauce?
2,
It was at Wow. They had it.
Yes.
It's so good.
It was good.
So,
Two,
I also
one,
like the
Kentucky
Asian
Fried
sauce.
Chicken. Yeah, we all said the same thing. I know you said that too. The state even looks like a piece of fried chicken, for crying out loud. Kentucky's also known for bourbon and baseball bats. There you go, Kentucky, my friends. Louisiana. Louisiana's another really weird state, but like probably in like the coolest way possible, if you know what I mean. I mean, I, as the whitest guy you could possibly imagine, reaches his max spice tolerance level when he eats salt. But Louisiana's full of flavors. I mean,
Wow.
this place has got like Cajun spice, even flavors that are like not food. That made no sense, but it's like a very spicy place. I need to start writing better scripts. I mean, like in New Orleans, people walk around naked every year for, what's it called? Mardi Gras, that's what it's called. Do people actually walk around naked? Is that a thing? I mean, they're known for like beads and like people take off their bras. Does that actually happen? They also got the mask.
I think he's talking more about the Brazil's carnival than
No, they did it in
they
Mardi
they
Gras.
walk naked too.
Yeah, that's the. You never heard of that?
I thought carnival
give
they just
beads.
dress up.
They do.
I didn't know they actually like walk naked.
Well, you have to get beads. Get the beads first.
What's beat? What beats?
Like you never seen these like purple green beads? You can get those beads, but you have to take off your shirt.
Oh, interesting.
No idea where this originated from, but there's also like a little bit of French culture inserted in there too. I mean, there's really no place like Louisiana. Maine. I'm gonna say it. Maine is one of the most underrated states in the entire country. You got views like that, and nobody ever talks about the state, and frankly, barely anyone lives there too. Maine is definitely primarily known for its lobster, but there's other cool stuff that goes on too. Like you can go to Acadia National Park and look at trees and water, and it's very pretty. Maryland. I got a little question for you, Maryland. Who drew that border? Maryland's got a lot of history. It's a very cool state. I think of Baltimore when I think of Maryland, and Baltimore has some shady areas. Massachusetts. Massachusetts is where we keep our stockpile of smart people.
He didn't say nothing about Maryland.
Maryland, yeah. He said interesting boundaries.
That's it. That's all you can say about the state.
Yes. And they're known for nothing. Never mind.
People. It's a very limited reserve, but we do have one. Michigan. Michigan's pretty cool because it looks like a hand. And if you want to tell someone where you're from, you can go, I'm from, oh my god, I'm about to drop my computer. I'm from here, or here, or here. It's got that going for it. Detroit's been making a comeback. Overall, very solid state. Minnesota! Minnesota really is our little version of Canada. The people there talk like this, eh? And it gets pretty cold, don't you know? Seriously though, if Alaska's like America's refrigerator, Minnesota's like America's freezer, actually that doesn't make any sense at all. It's the other way around. But the people in Minnesota are known for being very nice, and there is a giant mall there. Mississippi. Mississippi's kind of just like everything you already know about Alabama, except you just take the dial and turn it up about 450%. That's Mississippi. I don't need to say anything else. Missouri. Missouri's kind of just like a normal place in my mind. You know, you got Kansas City on the one side, St. Louis on the other. St. Louis, one of those places you probably wouldn't want to drive a Porsche through. I'll just leave that at that. Kansas City, you got the Chiefs, football, NFL, very freaking good team. And the Mahomes glazing is crazy. It's become a cultural phenomenon. And then you got Taylor's boyfriend too. I don't know. It's really, that's Missouri for you. Montana.
No, Missouri is St. Louis ribs. Best ribs you'll ever have.
Where we keep our nukes.
This is not a food video. I'm
The
sure there is
people what they need to
a
know.
food video.
If
for
you have
this.
an option for ribs, they have regular ribs, you get the St. Louis ribs, okay?
Also, if Yellowstone erupts, we're all dead. Nebraska. Nebraska is our built-in cornfield. Not much goes on there, but we love them nonetheless. They feed us. But they are a cornfield. I mean, Nevada. Nevada is simply put where your life savings will guaranteed go to die on a slot machine. I mean, sending Unc to Las Vegas with a button-up floral shirt is like a death sentence for the house.
Do they
You're
have
gonna lose it. But hey, Las Vegas.
what do you call that? The tax that Florida don't have.
Income?
Do they have that in Nevada?
Nevada, I believe, don't have income tax.
Oh wow.
This is pretty cool. I mean, the architecture there is so stunning. The entire world has decided to copy it. I'll show you some side by sides
That's
here.
pretty
This is also where we
cool.
keep Area 51. You know, our aliens. Pretty fitting for the state. And damn.
You know what you should add is that Nevada is turning into California. A lot of people are fleeing from California to go to Nevada.
I'm really lonely. New Hampshire. New Hampshire's like our little Canada. It looks pretty in the fall, and we keep our lumberjacks here. Another one of those states, not too much to say, but we like
If
New
I
Hampshire.
live in New
Jersey.
Hampshire,
Now, a lot
I'm gonna go to Canada every weekend.
of people say New Jersey is like New York's armpit.
I'm actually Canadian.
What, did you expect there to be a but? New Jersey is like America's cheap Temu version of Italy. Like, if you were walking down the streets of Camden and you say mozzarella instead of mozzarella, your ass is getting jumped. Actually, your ass is just getting jumped for walking in the streets of Camden anyway. But I digress. New Jersey is also home to the East Coast version of Las Vegas, Atlantic City, which combining gambling and the Eastern Seaboard is like handing the keys to a candy shop to a kindergartner. I do not know who gave the stamp of approval on that one. Nonetheless, it is there. But anyway, New Jersey is known for its rich history, especially during like the Revolutionary War type times. Also the Jersey Shore, and of course everything else I mentioned. New Mexico. No, I'm not going to talk about Breaking Bad, except I have no idea what else happens here, so I'm going to talk about Breaking Bad. New Mexico is where Breaking Bad takes place. New Mexico, folks. Great state. New York. New York.
You know, the sad thing, this is literally the only thing that anyone knows about New Mexico. I don't know anything. It was the fact that it was part of Mexico, I guess. And that was new. I
City
don't
of
know.
Dreams and overpriced $60 million apartments. You should probably go check out that video after this one. Nice plug. That was solid, man. I've actually been to New York City 4 times in my life now, and each time I've gone, it has
In
gotten
my
progressively
personal opinion, I think New York is
Me
overrated.
too.
more dirty. That is a sad but true fact. There are an estimated 3 million rats in New York City, and they have tried everything to get rid of them.
Oh,
And I do mean literally
gosh.
everything. They're even trying rat birth control now. No, I'm not kidding. They really are. But let's not forget New York State is, of course, not just New York City, because there's upstate New York, too. You know, you got beautiful cities, like Buffalo.
Like-
Actually, you know what? Let's just go back
Albany,
to New York City. In
Buffalo.
all seriousness, though, it is actually a very big state with a lot of
Syracuse.
nature. You know, you got Niagara Falls, and then you can always drive back to New York City, and everyone says, I'm walking here. Walking here. Forget
Maybe
about
I would
it.
like to
No?
visit
But New York City
Syracuse.
is probably the most important
I think upstate New York is pretty cool. I would love to visit upstate New York. New York City doesn't really attract me.
city in the entire country. It is obviously the biggest city, and it has the most economic prowess. Why did I say that? Economic prowess. It's an important city, okay? North Carolina. North Carolina is home to the worst team in the NFL, and Daddy Beast, the lunch league guy. That's probably what you know him for. You've also got NASCAR and the Smoky Mountains there. It's a pretty cool state. Overall, a lot of people are moving there. It must be a pretty desirable state, you know, assuming that you can survive being steamed
It's
alive like a
affordable.
pot of mixed vegetables. Humidity there is absolutely atrocious, but nonetheless, it's a cool place. North Dakota. North Dakota's like our own little Saudi Arabia. You know, we've got oil there. We've also got Fargo. I think a show takes place there. Never seen it, but I've heard there's a show called
the
Fargo. There's a
first
city in
few
North Dakota.
seasons are good. Then we get lost.
Fargo. I'm putting 2 and 2 together. They may not even be related. I refuse to fact check it. I'm too lazy. Ohio. I told you about my tin hat theory earlier. I still stand by it. I really do believe Ohio might be one of the most like average representative states of the entire country. It's just a Midwestern, normal state. Am I spreading Ohio propaganda? I don't know. Ohio has
Everyone
probably the
looks
most
at you
famous
crazy
and
if you say you're moving to Ohio. They said, why?
Nothing there.
Nothing there.
goofiest state beef with its northern neighbor, Michigan. I mean, when their football fans are put in the same room, you would forget these people live in the same freaking country. The two states almost fought over this little strip of land way back in the day. Like, I don't know what's up. I mean, the beef is so serious, it even goes down to a municipal level. The city of Cleveland, Ohio even has a diss track on itself that somehow manages to bring down Detroit with it.
Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Under construction since 1868. See our river that catches on fire. It's so polluted that all our fish have AIDS. We see the sun almost 3 times a year. This guy has at least 2 DUIs. The flats look like a Scooby-Doo ghost town. Don't slow down in East Cleveland or you'll die. Our economy's based on LeBron James. Buy a house for the price of a VCR. Our main export is crippling depression. We're so retarded that we think this is art. It could be worse though, at least we're not Detroit.
Wow.
We're not Detroit! Let's not forget that Cleveland's Cuyahoga River is literally known for catching on fire. I think several times, actually. I mean, Ohio certainly isn't what the Floridians make it out to be, but I will tell you, it is still a goofy state nonetheless. I will say, though, I can tell you from personal experience that Cedar
What's up this beef with Ohio and Florida?
You know why? Because they all come here and then they act like they're different. Like, you know, new identity, new me. They don't associate
There
with
is
Ohio
Miami
anymore.
in Ohio, though.
Yeah, there is.
They're really a copycat of Florida, huh?
Point in Sandusky, Ohio is the best theme park in the entire world. The roller coaster there have made me seem like weird colors and fuzzy shit. They're that crazy. Oklahoma. Oklahoma's a pretty normal state until a twister comes through and rips up your
Yeah, I
entire
was just
neighborhood
about
off the
to say
fucking ground
that.
and sends it to Kansas. And you know, speaking of state beef, Oklahoma and Texas have their own thing going on, but there's really not too much more for me to say about Oklahoma than that. Oregon. Now, I told you New Hampshire's where we keep our lumberjacks, and I kind of lied to you because we don't just keep them there. We also keep them in Oregon. We just keep the weird ones in Oregon. You know, the ones that serve up $20 burgers at bars that look like that. Horrible voice
That's
crack, by the way,
crazy.
but I'm not going to say that again because my voice is getting
But
dry,
that's
and it is
becoming
2
the
in the
norm.
morning, and I have school tomorrow. This video better get freaking views. Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is where we keep our Amish people. We also like to export our horrible chocolate to the rest of the world from Pennsylvania, Hershey's. And I say that knowing damn well I'd inhale an entire king-size Hershey bar by myself in like about 10 seconds like I haven't eaten in 3 months because I'm just a big bag like that. But anyway, Pennsylvania's a pretty big state in terms of population. You got Pittsburgh on the one side and Philadelphia on the other, with both cities trying desperately to get as far away from each other as humanly possible. And then between them you got like coal mines everywhere. But yeah, you got a lot going on in Pennsylvania. You know, Pittsburgh is known for making steel, Philadelphia is known for making fentanyl.
Hey, I'm editing now. Was that an insensitive joke? The government should be taking care of that because it is a major problem. Please get on that, government.
I'm pretty sure it's the biggest swing state, so the candidates try very hard to win. Rhode Island. Rhode Island is where Family Guy takes place. That's all I got to say about Rhode Island. South Carolina. South Carolina is a lot like North Carolina, just more humid. You got Myrtle Beach, another spring break destination. I told you about Florida. Myrtle Beach is the same freaking deal. Never actually been, but it looks like a cool state. I'd like to go someday. South Dakota. South Dakota is just North Dakota, but with no oil. That's basically the only difference. I guess they also have Mount Rushmore too. Tennessee.
Wow.
Man, I tell you, Tennessee is just a state full of wonders. I mean, Memphis is home to the 8th wonder of the world, the 8th tallest pyramid in the world, the Bass Pro Shops fishing pyramid. I have yet to complete my Holy American pilgrimage to this amazing site, but it exists, I assure you. Tennessee is known for country music, whiskey, the Smoky Mountains, and the Hawk Tua girl. She's from there too. Texas. They say everything's bigger in Texas, and they would absolutely be right. The people, the roads. Texas is the largest contiguous state.
That's
it
a
has the
big
world's
road.
largest gas station. It has the world's richest person. I think on our list of craziest, most out-of-pocket
know he
states,
lived in
Texas is
Texas.
number 2.
I didn't either, but probably because there's no income tax. But that's the gas station. Holy shit! Holy shit! That's a big ass gas
that's
station.
big.
Wow.
Behind Florida, obviously. But it is a very interesting state. You know, it's like the perfect mix of urban and rural, liberal and conservative, flat and more flat. Utah. Mormons and rocks. That's Utah. Vermont. Vermont is literally just a copy-paste of New Hampshire. I mean, look at the shape of the state. They just turned it upside down. They got
I
the same
would
fall
love to see
colors, the same
Vermont.
lumberjacks, the same maple syrup.
That's Ben and Cherries, right?
Not too sure.
I think so.
It's
Is
also
it?
just little Canada. Virginia. Virginia probably experienced the
I think
greatest
I like
state fall off in
States that are like little Canada.
American
I think
history.
I
Like
like them.
Virginia used to be the shit. It's not a bad state now, don't get me wrong, but it used to be like the state. It's like California and Texas today. Over time, it lost a bunch of land, and it's really not one of the big states anymore. It's still a nice state. But anyway, Virginia is kind of like an average-ish state, I guess you could say. It is known for being near Washington, D.C., which has a lot of influence in the northern part of the state. Virginia Beach is also a cool area. You know, it's a nice little leisurely place for people to go visit. Washington. I think Washington's another underrated state in terms of the nature, especially. Like, you got Mount Rainier, you got the Olympic National Park. Solid. It's ungodly expensive to live in Seattle, but we don't talk about that. Solid state. West Virginia. West Virginia is the most southern, least southern state in the country. I don't know how to explain it other than that. Like, the first state that comes to mind when I think of an old dude with a long gray beard with a little piece of wheat in his mouth sitting on his porch playing the banjo in the middle of the mountains is West Virginia, and I think that's a pretty accurate representation of the
Really?
state. Not
I
a lot
think
of
of
coal mines
Alabama.
here. It's a pretty
Nah, I also think West Virginia.
I guess
Interesting.
rural
West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country roads.
state overall. It's also kind of a poorer state. You know, people here aren't quite as healthy. There's kind of some drug problems
Drugs,
here,
yeah,
but it is
drugs.
very beautiful. I mean, look at the mountains, look at the rivers, look at the valleys, look at everything. I mean, West Virginia, it's got its own freaking song. Wisconsin, we make our cheese here. That's Wisconsin for you. Every time I watch those like police body cam videos, it's always in like the middle of Wisconsin, like Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I don't know why, it's always there. But that's Wisconsin for you. Police body cam videos, people there like beer and cheese. Wyoming, I'll spare you some time. There's literally nobody here. Like, I know it's a running joke, but I am seriously convinced that Wyoming is just like a bottomless void in the middle of the country. I mean, can you name a single person that comes from or has lived in Wyoming? No. I will say
Well,
Jeffree Star.
Wyoming's population is actually,
West.
I believe, 500,000. Yeah, that's 500K. So it's a very,
Post Malone.
yeah, very sparsely populated state. So
though, since Wyoming does allegedly exist, it does have some very beautiful mountains. You know, you got Yellowstone National Park in part of the state. Again, could blow up at any freaking minute, but while it's there, it looks nice. And so I hope you enjoyed my rundown of every single U.S.
Okay.
interesting video. I think there were mostly correct stereotypes.
Some I had to add for him. He should have asked me.
Well, he's trying to do it in 20 minutes. We did it in 30. So
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible. Bye.